Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video on Classic Custom Firearms. We got two really cool things I want to show you guys. First one is we got a new gun in, and this is related to later on. I want to show you, this is an L.C.smith 12 gauge. It was made for Hunter Arms Co. Beautiful firearm. If you want to get a closer look on it. It has some beautiful engravings of some quail. It is on both sides. Beautiful inlay. They did come in plain steel barrel or Damascus. This one is a plain steel barrel. Now, the fun part is this firearm was manufactured either in 1890 or 1900s. So it's very old. But the cool thing is with that timeline being where it is, it actually can shoot modern day cartridges. It doesn't have to take black powder cartridges, which is very cool. I got this off of Gunbroker. I had it sent up to Northern Firearms, so thank you very much to Chuck. Anytime I get something online, I always have it sent up to him. This is a 30-inch barrel. Main reason why I bought this, and like I said, I will let's put it back here, is for what's next. So this is, I'm very, very excited. There was a little teaser video we did a little while back about it. Is this behemoth. Now I'm going to show you guys. This is empty and clear. This is an L.C.smith. Now, I bought this at a gun shop. They had it listed as a 12 gauge. They also had it listed as a wall hanger. Now, before I go anywhere with that, once again, I want to remind everybody, I am a gunsmith. Typically, if the gun shop is selling a firearm as a wall hanger, there's something wrong with it. I knew what I was doing, what I was looking for. Main reason why they were selling it as a wall hanger was because of this crack. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So trust your gunsmiths, or I'm sorry, your gun shops. Normally, like I said, if they have something that's a wall hanger, it's for a good reason. But I went through it, locks up very tight. Barrels are in very good condition, especially when you're looking at double barrel shotguns. There's a lot of things you need to look out for. One of the big things is making sure your barrels are still close to your spine so that they're not breaking apart from overuse. So that's a big thing. Now, this is much bigger. So as you can see, it needs some work. It has a Damascus pattern on the barrel. Absolutely beautiful. This is actually called chain Damascus. But if you want to look side by side, that is a lot different. It's very, very large. Now, I will tell you for good reason, and this bugged the hell out of me. Why was this so much bigger? Now, I've had this for about a year now, a little less. And one day, I put a snap cap in. And for those who don't know, snap cap is a dummy round. It's to make sure a firearm is functioning safe and all that stuff. And to anybody who knows shotguns, it fell past the extractor. That was a little bit of a red flag. So by doing research on these, this one is actually, I'll say really quick, manufactured right around the same time as this, 1890 to 1900s. I will quickly interject here that both of these are called second grade. L.C.smith changed it up a little bit. Second grade became, I think, field grade later on, and like right around like 1930s, somewhere around there. And it was basically the gun you could go out hunt with, supply your family with food and stuff, or go out and skeet shoot if you had the wealth. Like I said, they were kind of mid-range. You could get upgrades like the Damascus barrel, better stock. Both of these are walnut. But this is the cool part. This is an 8 gauge. I did say 8 gauge. We measured it completely. Today, all shotguns are measured from the bore, not the breech. And this is an 8 gauge. Now, doing research, and I saw on one of the gun forums, which I have a hard time believing sometimes because there's a lot of yay, nay, and you don't always get good information. So on there, I saw that they only made 38 of these things. Now, jumping back a little bit, one of the reasons why I bought this was the gun shop that was selling it listed that there was, in grade 2, there was 38 number 8 gauges, 444 10 gauges, 10,000 and change 12 gauges, all from this timeline. This is a little bit older. Like I said, this is probably right around, from what I've seen, this was only manufactured probably right around, I would say early 1890, maybe a little bit before. This one was definitely manufactured right around like late 1890, 1900s. So this one's a little bit older, but they only made 38 of these things, which is absolutely incredible. They were mainly used for hunting bear, deer, and moose. We're in northern New Hampshire, that makes a lot of sense. Now, a couple of things that need to be done with this thing. Actually, I will say one really quick thing. One of the reasons why I found out that this was a number 2 grade was the engraved pattern on this, very similar to what's on this one, that beautiful sun swirl. That was one way. The other way is, it also helped me determine the timeline when this was made, was this dog. There's actually a little piece of ebony here, which is on this one as well. But this little dog emblem was right around that era is when they were using that. So very cool. Like I said, beautiful chain Damascus. Now, a couple things that are wrong with it that need to be fixed. Obviously, the stock. That's a huge red flag. I'm going to remake a stock for it. I believe the way, like I said, the way that this broke is someone was shooting it, didn't realize it, or the person who owned it didn't tell them what it was. So the blowback or the recoil knocked out of their hands, and then it fell, hit the ground, and broke. Now, the reason why I think of that is because somebody very painstakingly inlaid, now that's putting something in the surface of something, cutting away, these brass wedges to hold it together. Somebody cared enough for this gun to do that. And that means to me that it was a very treasured thing, and unfortunately within either estates, people lose respect for these things and don't know any better and stuff like that. So it probably came from an estate sale or an old hunting cabin that was cleaned out, and they took it up to the gun shop where I bought it from. Couple things. This barrel does have some surface rust. I tried cleaning it up. I will show you guys right here. You can see I tried cleaning it up. The surface rust looked very similar to this. I wanted to see how bad it was. And it, like I said, it is surface. That is going to clean up very nicely. The stock, this is what it looked like when I bought it. And I cleaned it up a little bit, so I knew I could best match a piece of wood for it. So I knew if it wasn't too figured, not overly figured. So that's why I did that. So things that this thing needs that we're going to be working on, I'm going to do a series. Actually, I'm going to be doing 2 different things. One, this is going to be the start of a series I'm going to do. It's called Gunshot Gold. And the point of that is you never know what you're going to find. Case in point. It was listed as a 12 gauge. It is an 8 gauge. There's no question about it. So with that being said, I have a lot of other firearms that fall into that Gunshot Gold. And it's just things that supposed to be about, you never know what you're going to find. Between this, I have a rifle that is a very nice rifle that might get overlooked. There's a pistol I know about that my brother owns that is very unique. It's from World War II and has a very cool story about that. That's going to fall into that. So this is going to have its own little mini series of building it up, fixing it, going through it. You know, we're gonna redo the stock, rechecker the stock, clean the barrels, re-blue the barrels. Now this is actually a brown barrel. I'm not a big fan of the browning solution or the process. I've done it before. Not great. I don't like it. We'll go into that when we actually get to that point. So why I'm going to do the bluing solution versus the browning, we'll go into that. So clean up the barrel. The inside is actually really nice. It's a little dirty, but there's no pitting, there's no dark spots. It's really nice. So clean up the barrel, new stock, make a new stock. There is some mechanical issues. One of the firing pins is not going off. So with that being said, that's gonna have to be taken care of. It could be gunked up, could be the spring could be broken. I can find parts. I've already sourced these parts. I just gotta tear into this thing and know what I'm working with. So yeah, there's that. So I'm hoping to do maybe, hard to say, I'm hoping 5 videos start to finish on getting this thing back up and fixed up. And then we're gonna do an initial video of taking this up to the range. That might come a little later on. Finding ammo for this is not an easy task. So please share with everybody. This is gonna be a really fun project. I've been itching to do this one for a long time, and I'm very, very excited. Now, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. One of the other things is why I bought this. Part of the excuse would be big brother, little brother. I want to get the checkering pattern, the proper checkering pattern, because this is ruined. It is fairly, I'm sure it would be easy to extrapolate, you know, follow the lines, but I want to be able, I'm going to take rubbings of this one and then inlay it onto this, and then we're going to do that from there. One of the things I really want to do, because we're all about preserving history here, is the stock we're not going to throw away. We're going to hold on to the stock, and then we're going to take all our measurements off of it so we know we're making a accurate replica of it. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the stock and we're going to take these brass brackets, and this is where the blacksmithing is going to come in. I'm going to make a Bowie knife. I'm going to make a big Bowie knife. And the stock is going to be the handle. I'm going to do what's known as a coffin case, which is very accurate for this time. I'm going to melt down this brass. I might use the screws to hold the handle together, but the brass here is going to be turned into the guard. Like I said, we're all about preserving history. So because this is a very rare firearm, I very well might, after it's all done, list it on Rock Island Auction or Gunbroker and sell it. So whoever, if that happens, I might keep it for myself. But if I do decide to sell it, I want whoever is to get it to know that the firearm was properly restored, so they can go back and watch these videos, and they can know that this stock, or the knife on their knife, wow, the handle on their knife is original. So with that being said, I think this is a great start for the channel to come. This is very similar to what I want to do, but yeah, this is what we're working for and what we're working towards. So I hope you guys come along with this beautiful project. Please like, share with people, subscribe. We're a small channel. I want to get this thing to a decent size, and like I said, I love these old firearms. There's a saying which I believe is so very, very true, is to appreciate what we have, we need to know what we had. So we can't move forward without knowing our past. And unfortunately, a lot of these type of things, people look at these old firearms and therefore use the word a FUD. And I think we all have, you know, a little FUD in us, and I think these things need to be saved and saved. That's the best word for it. You know, we're only caretakers for a certain while. So I'm very excited for this. We're going to be posting videos on tearing this thing down and going through it very shortly, probably within next week. But thank you. And I can't wait to see you guys next time.